Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Darksiders. In the last episode, we got a vision from the tree on Eden. In Eden. Tree at Eden. One of those things. And the vision showed us that Abaddon, the Archangel, is in fact the Destroyer, and the only way to defeat him is to use the Armageddon Blade. This episode we're going to be tracking down the 6 remaining shards of the Armageddon Blade, and we're going to start off in the Drowned Pass. So this one is relatively straightforward. You can actually see it if I fire up the Mask of Shadows. That's where the blade shard where the blade shard is already. We've got bastardry here, but I'm just going to ignore them and hop into the water. So weird thing now. I've de-equipped the Mask of Shadows and now re-equipped it, and now it was doing what I was trying to do last episode, that if we switch to another weapon, we no longer wear it, and it's not constantly glowing like it was last time. It only glows when we activate its vision. So maybe it's just when it's like put on you in Eden, it stays like that until you take it off for any reason. Once you're up here, you can use the Mask of Shadows to activate a grapple point. When you switch to something other than the grapple, then the Mask of Shadows, the mask will stay active for about 10 seconds, which will allow you to interact with things using the Mask of Shadows still. With that gathered, there's one final thing I want to kind of point out, which is, thank you, the Black Throne is now all smashed to pieces and weirdly floating in the air, because Straga's life force was linked to it, and without Straga, it kind of stopped functioning properly. Anyway, let's apparently not use the grapple point. How embarrassing. Well, that's going to be a long walk for me, for Theatric background, isn't it? Well, either way, I'm going to use a Serpent Hole, and I'll meet you at the crossroads. So here, we've actually got some Phantom Guard Angels now, but I'm going to ignore them. And over here, we have another Shadow Squared current. If we ride this up, then we have a little kind of pathway we can follow. Ooh, I nearly pushed that a little bit too far. Of more Shadow Squared currents. And, oh shit, there we go. I had to quickly change to the old, ooh, hello, Phantom Guard Angel. Not Phantom Guard Angel, Blood Angel, these ones are called. Oh god, they're everywhere. Shit. Affliction, please. Well, you know, that's one way to deal with them. Holy shit. I'm just loving how powerful Affliction is. Anyway, with that all out of the way, we have another Blade Shard. You can, of course, use this opportunity to grab stuff you're missing around the world. It's a great chance to do that, actually, because it's kind of forced backtracking. But I'm not going to do that, because I've already got everything, because I kind of wanted stuff as I went along, because in a lot of ways it's handy to have, like, Wrath Shards and Lifestone Shards and stuff like that as you go into dungeons, rather than getting everything. Because now there is, just in case there was any doubt over it, there is no final dungeon in the game, as in... Well, there's no final dungeon in the center. We've already done the final dungeon. I don't know why I'm fighting all these guys. The final dungeon was the Black Throne, and we did it. Once you've gathered the Armageddon Blade Shards, it's then literally just about fighting the Destroyer. We're going to head to the Choking Grounds next. So, we want to be back here where the Gatekeeper was. There's a Phantom Guard Angel there who I'm having nothing to do with. Not Phantom Guard Angel. Why do I keep calling everything a Phantom Guard Angel? Armored Giant, which I want nothing to do with. Oh, here there are some Necrodemons. I didn't think they were going to be here. This building has been like one of the most frequently frequently visited locations here, because first time we came up here and we used the crossblade to light that, like the second time we visited and climbed to the top there, and we actually have one. Then there was a blue crystal there where we came a third time, and here we are here for a fourth time. We've got some Necrodemons to fight up here. But our goal is... blocking all my shots, little bastard. Well, that certainly took care of him. Now we need to use the Abyssal Chain to grapple up the final bit by grappling onto that demon growth. And now we're very much at the top of this building. There is an Armored Giant, who I'm going to ignore, and there is a chest here, which is quite useful. So the chest contains a Rage, which restores some Wrath, which is always nice, and it's specifically, it also, as all of those things do, I never actually included them on, ooh, bloody hell, I'm going to fire up Stone Skin. Oh, level 3 Stone Skin, by the way, now we're all Smouldery, which is very cool. As I say, the more you level up Stone Skin, the more it goes from Rock into Magma, and you can just see how much damage we're dealing. Dealing a good bit of damage, leeching a good bit of damage with, what's it called? Everyone's happy. What's it called? Death's Blessing. this guy even we're making short work of because we're just staggering him so easily. That was quite damaging to us, but I should probably turn Stone Skin off if I don't really no longer need it. There we go. He's not dead. Shit. Really thought I had him there. Oh, ow. Right. There you go. Now he's stuck. God, even this powerful, these guys do take a lot of beating. There we go. Right. Now what we need to do is fire up the mask. And there was a shadow current here. Well, a shadow squared current. And so on our final trip to this building, we can head all the way up to here. And there are 2 wraiths plus our Armageddon blade shard. I'm going to ignore the wraiths because really all fighting can do at this point. It's not like I'm going to be able to... Well, am I going to be able to level up Chaos Eater? No, not really. So the only real point of it would be if I wanted souls. But actually, like with higher level enemies, I'm more likely to lose souls by lose health or wrath from fighting them than I am to gain them. So not really worth it. I should possibly use that rage I just actually got to heal. I haven't, you'll notice, been tracking empty vessels because I don't find them that useful. Actually, I think I have pretty much got all of the ones which are normally obtainable in the game. I think the other ones you just buy from Volgrim. Let's just heal up then. Wonderful. Yeah, we have got another empty vessel there. I mean, I'll fill it with something eventually before the fight, because before going to the final fight, there's no point holding on to any souls. Anyway, what I want to do here now is head back somewhere we haven't been for ages, the Broken Stair. Now here, you'll see we have actually got a semi-new enemy. I say semi-new because these guys, we have seen them before, but only ever when in scenes where we've had the Redemption Cannon or we've been riding on the Angelic Beasts. The kind of, not the main angels, but these bigger, scarier looking ones. And they block all shots with mercy, which is a bit problematic, but you can reflect their own shots back at them, I believe. I will show that in just a second. Ah, one of them shot one of their angels in the back of the air, that's funny. Well, I'm sure we can do that. Anyway, if you get close enough to them, you can just hit them the normal way, knock them down onto the ground, and then they fight like a normal angel, basically. They will get back up and into the air, and they did have, you will have seen very briefly there, a moment where you can, you've broken through their guard, and you can quickly do an ending blow on them, but that aside, there's not really much new here, so... Ooh, that was cool. What we need to do is proceed all the way along in front of me here. Worth noting as well, these guys can drop their redemption cannons and give you access to them, and they handle exactly the same as the other times in which you've used them. Anyway, what we wanted to do is get over here. So this is the building which we were only able to access extremely... Oh, buggers. We were only able to access this building extremely briefly, because actually the second we got over here, we basically started a cutscene on which we... Ow, stop that. In which we first mounted the Angelic Beast. But there is no Angelic Beast here, and actually you never see him again in the game ever. Like, you don't even see them as like an enemy or flying around or anything like that. It's just that one is the only one in the game. Anyway, here is your Armageddon shard. Next, we need to head to... We've got 2 more left to go, so we need to head to... There we go, thank you. The Dry Road. I don't know how it's happened, but there's some kind of crap stuck to me. Look when I jump underneath my feet. There's like a thing there, and I have no idea what it is. It's like another version of the Mask of Shadows, but on the floor. You see it between my feet? I swear, why do I never get any of these exciting... Maybe I just don't notice them, but I certainly never get any of this shit when I'm just playing the game normally. It's only once I slap record on. It's following me! That's spooky as anything. Anyway, up here, you'll notice on the mini-map, our blade shard is right over there, but before we get there... I said before we get there.
This is no ambush, horseman. I come alone. I, Uriel of the Hellguard, champion of the White City, call you, horseman, to Nex Sacramentum.
Fool.
I lay claim to your life before the Creator. Will you dishonor this law as well?
Why?
Because Abaddon said you understood honor, and because he was the best of us.
The death oath cannot be broken until one falls by the hand of the other. I accept.
Well, that's a bit of a turn of events. We now have a death oath with Uriel. Death oath. So, it's a kind of Voldemort and Harry thing. Neither can live while the other survives. So, we are now sworn to kill. One of us kill the other, which is unfortunate. She fights like any kind of enemy with a sword does, which is wait for her to do her attack, get in close, wail on her a little bit, then pull back before she retaliates on you, and rinse and repeat. Oh dear! She's not got a huge amount of variance to her attacks, so you just need to kind of keep her wailed that way. You'll know you're doing that. Oh, this is an interesting one. She summons that, and then she summons like 2 bolts over at you, so just throw your shield up for them, and you should be fine. And, oh, now is she doing... Oh, yes. Oh, right, so she's made of lightning now, and is doing a couple of shockwaves. That's a you're too close to me, get away thing, but it's a good chance to get some more blows in on her. And now she's doing that one as well, so fire your shield up. Oh, nope, now she's doing spooky swords. So, all these swords start appearing. Blue light means that you're going to get stabbed pretty soon with a heavenly blade. Just keep on your toes and you'll be fine here. This reminds me of one of the divine beasts from Breath of the Wild. What the fuck was it even called? Naburu. No, Naburis. Something like that. Something that sounds like Naburu from Ocarina of Time. That's all I know for sure. Ah, right. I think we must be doing a decent amount of damage to her now. Wow, you know you've done a decent amount of damage to her when she starts doing the Heavenly Blades maneuver, because she only does that when you're low. When you've damaged her a good bit anyway. That was a cool maneuver. So cool it damaged my speakers by the sounds of it. Well, it like overdrove my sound. Ooh, there we go. Social location to do that charge attack at her. Just hit B at the right time and you will break it easily enough. Yeah, when she does that little spin around her, it means she's about to do that attack, so just ensure that you throw your shield up just once she does it. There, she's open. That's the one again, so it means she's doing the old spooky swords. Ow, ow. Ooh. Yeah, you really do have to keep moving, otherwise they do track you down, and it can be quite problematic. Have I still got the spooky thing on my feet? Yes, I have. If anyone's seen that before, I would be fascinated. Or is it just me? I wonder if anyone's seen any of the glitches I've experienced before, or whether they're all just me. It certainly feels that way sometimes. I've never experienced them before, so it's not like they're known issues exactly. The only unfortunate thing about this boss fight is she does have a lot of health. Like, she does just keep on going. Though I guess she's pissed off at you, so it does make sense. That's a new attack, which I think means we're close to defeating her. Let's block these two again. I tend to be more, as you will have noticed, I tend to be a bit more dodgy in this game than I am blocky. But you got different things for different reasons. Third time doing that? Maybe I just have to do that a certain number of times, I have a feeling. Well, let's find out. Oh, no, get away. She's doing things. Oh. Blades from the sky. I'll just shoot her during this time. Nope, she blocks them. That would be a little bit cheaty. She's up there. Start firing off pot shots into her. I am defending myself pretty well, I thought. Has she got like a laser sword? It looked like a beam comes out the end of it. Oh no, it's just glowing blue. That's slightly less cool. Right, I think we should have her. Come on, Uriel, don't give me... There we go.
Yes! What are you waiting for? Harvest this wench! What? Don't you dare walk away from me!
The next sacramentum is mine. I decide when the angel dies, not you.
You swore an oath to me.
Abaddon is the destroyer.
Liar!
To protect you, he kept you from the truth. You pledged to follow your lord into hell, never knowing what awaited you, or what he would become.
Abaddon.
He was betrayed and became the enemy of all creation. I've been to the tree. Its gift was truth, and I share it with you now. Remember the death oath. Soon it must be fulfilled.
Well, there we go. So that'll be concluded in a future installment, I suspect. Still got the thing on our feet. But for now, Uriel flies off knowing that Abaddon is the destroyer, which is a bit scary. Find the last remaining Armageddon blade piece. And so all we need to do from here is take the Serpent Hole to the Ashlands. So, from this point, we need to head round, actually, to the left here. I can see actually quite nicely on the mini-map where the shard is. I kind of wish, in some way, they didn't put them on the map. It does make it feel a little bit easier, but I don't know, maybe it was an issue and people complained. Ugh. Right, so to get up here, you actually need to do a nice jump off Ruin and grab onto it. If you don't, you can't jump high enough. Up to the right is blocked by red crystals, so we need to come round to the left. When you get here, you will see, from this side, there is a torch, and there are spooky crystals. So, bring one of the crystals towards you using the Abyssal Chain, and then they really are testing everything, except for the Earthcaller Horn, nothing tests that, and light that one. There we go. Right, now let's proceed back round. Yeah, you use the Earthcaller Horn, officially speaking, twice in the game, for those two gatekeepers early on, and that's it, which always feels a bit daft. It has no other uses beside that. You can occasionally use it in combat where it's fun, in some ways, but also completely ineffectual. Well, not ineffectual, but just not the best thing, and it has no other gameplay uses, which seems like a bit of a waste of one of the only 6 equipments in the game. Like, they could have either combined that with something else, or just given it a bit of a use. Occasionally put gatekeepers around which hide shit, but no such luck. Anyway, here there is a spooky grapple point, so head over to that. And that's us basically done. As you see there, once you're not wearing the Mask of Shadows for about 5 seconds, it fades off to allow you to use something else. But here is our final shard of the Armageddon Blade.
That's it. The last piece of that accursed blade. Now, get back to Ulthane and finish this business.
So, with that done, I forgot that you can't just fast travel from the map, idiot. You need to actually get to Vulgrim. So, let's head back to Anvil's Ford. So, here it's as simple as speak to Ulthane.
My greatest work.
Until now.
I do actually really like that scene, with seeing like everyone preparing for the final battle as the blade has been reforged. It's quite cool. But anyway, yes, we've obtained the Armageddon Blade, reforged by Ulthane. The Armageddon Blade is the only weapon powerful enough to slay the Destroyer. And indeed, that should be, hopefully, the final element of our visualizer. If there's anything I've accidentally missed off, I'll insert something explaining that now, but I mean, looking at it, I've got everything. So I've got all of these abilities here, just haven't got these empty vessels. Got all the weapons, got the Abyssal Armor, got all my full Life Stones and full Wrath. Got all the enhancements, and got all the artifacts. So, yes. Worth noting, 2 slightly strange things. Number 1, so the Armageddon Blade is different to Chaos Eater. It's a separate thing. Any enhancements you've got equipped on Chaos Eater are unequipped, and you cannot equip enhancements on the Armageddon Blade, which is unfortunate, which means you can't put War's Glory on it. So if you've got other stuff to do in the game now with the Armageddon Blade, it's a bit possibly harder because you can't be quite as ludicrously powered as you were before because you can't put enhancements on it. You also can't level Chaos Eater up anymore. But the Armageddon Blade comes at full level, so is more powerful than just Chaos Eater anyway, so it kind of trades off anyway. So, with that done, there's nothing more for it than to head back to Leviathan's Drift and speak to Azrael.
This is for all the cookies, horseman. When you proceed, there's no return.
Indeed, the Watcher is right. Once you go beyond this point, there is no going back. If there's anything else you want to do, now is the chance to do it. Failing that, just speak to Azrael. Also, confusingly, Portal to Eden's still here, and I'm pretty sure it still works, so maybe I was talking shit when I was like, you can never return to Eden ever. Nice up-close view of the fucked-up spire, which is quite nice. Let's talk to Azrael.
It's Abaddon. Uriel has led the Hellguard against him. It is as you foretold. The Hellguard will fall.
Angel of Death, serve me one last time.
She mistook me for someone else. She loved him, and I believe that he loved her long ago, before all this. Foolishly, he chose duty above all, and died for it. Will you do the same? Heaven hunts you. Hell hates you. All of creation cares not whether you live or die. Join me, war. Like a great sword, I will raise you up, and our enemies will shatter against us. The spoils of 1,000 victories will be yours. Or serve the justice of a corrupt council, and a creator who abandons his most faithful. I offer you this choice, horseman. Would you serve in heaven, or rule in hell?
I choose what once a coward did not.
So, welcome to the final boss fight of Darksiders. We begin on horseback, and what you need to do here is just basically, whoop, avoid that, pull as close to Abaddon. I always heard it pronounced Abaddon, like it is, because it is, again, it's a, I think actually demon's name from the Bible, maybe an angel, but certainly a biblical name. And I always heard it pronounced Abaddon, but maybe I'm wrong. But, as you can see, his attack is ludicrously powerful. It's all about, whoop, dodging that straight thing, so keep your dash kind of ready for that. But try and just move on the inside of him, pull up alongside him, and deal a bit of damage to him with Chaos Eater. It doesn't take too much, but you're not going to get a big string of hits in on him, so it only takes one or two to do the next thing. But, as you can see, his attacks do about 2/3 of your health in one, which is rough. Did I fall off the horse? Nope, it didn't fall off the horse. Wonderful! There we go. And that's him down on the ground. Hop off at that point and deal some dice damage to him with, what are they called? Whirlwind combos. There we go. Oh, I meant to check something before I went. This is the wrong time to do it. Fuck it. I meant to check my stats. Look at this. Total game time, 10 hours? Well, you know, that's much shorter than I expected. The internet told me this would take 20 hours to finish, or at least 18 to like 100%. It's not even remotely. It's been a tiny series. 2.5 hours in combat. Wow, 1,800 kills. No deaths. Look at that, unless I die on this final thing. Traveled 150 miles. Collected 47,000 souls. Had a highest comp of 61 and spilled nearly 4,000 gallons of demon blood. I meant to check that before going through, but I didn't. So, you've now seen how... Abaddon works, so just do that again. You can absolutely use... there we go. Use Wrath Powers whilst you're on Ruin, so if you feel the need for Stone Skin or something like that, no harm in doing that at all. Here, you've got a good amount of time to do damage onto him, and I believe it's like time rather than damage limited, so you've got a short amount of time to deal as much damage as you can. Right, now he's doing something new. He's fucks off into the ceiling, dash at this point, because he slams back down exactly where you were. Then he fucks off into the ceiling again. You can see how this goes. 3, 2, 1, dash. All about the timing, and I can't tell you how long it is. You just got to kind of get a feeling for it, I suppose. Right, this should be a good chance here to catch up with him. Oh, he's going to come towards me. Just dash at the last moment, then he won't actually be able to get his swipe in on you. Because it takes him a bit of time to get it ready, and you move too fast for him if you're dashing. Oh, thought I had him there. Might still have him if I can go on the inside, but I don't want to... There we go. Wonderful. Didn't want to use up all my dash to then not be able to get out of the way of him. I really hoped that was going to be it. Oh dear. Whoop. Usually 3 phases is enough, you know how these things go. Well, you know how they go in Zelda games, and this is basically a Zelda game! Ooh. That's what happens if you don't get out of the way fast enough. Oh dear, ballsack! Right. Yeah, once you're off Ruin, you are like the mother of all vulnerable here. Whoop-de-dee! Right. Now we might have him. This is a decent enough angle, and we're on his inside. Yet somehow I fucked it. And I appear to be out of dash. No, I'm not out of dash. I just wasn't dashing for some reason. There we go. It only normally takes 1 or 2 hits to knock him down, so I don't know why it took 3 in the first instance, unless I just missed him. Anyway, once you've dealt enough damage to him... God damn it. You'll notice as well there, we actually healed about half of our bar due to Death's Embrace. Death's Embrace is really nice for this kind of thing, and it's handy that it doesn't work... It doesn't only work on the active weapon, because you can't equip enhancements to the Armageddon Blade at all, so... Right, here we go. Whoa! Oh, look at that. Kind of jousted with him. That was cool as shit. Get off the horse, man. There we go. God, it's really making me work for it. I swear it's not... Wow, maybe it's... I thought it was normally 3, but that was 5, maybe? Oh, get out of the way! Ooh! Is he going to go straight back up? Yeah. He only goes back up if he misses you. And 3, 2, 1, dash. I was slightly bad on my timing there. Oh, he's gone back up into the ceiling. Shit! Whoop. Right, 3, 2, 1, dash. Again, too slow. Ugh, getting slow in my old age. Go, oh, get away from me. There we go. Hammer B at this point. Don't do what I did and go for a drink. Terrible time for that.
Armageddon.
So he fights quite similarly to Uriel, that he'll do some attacks and then you'll have a moment to attack at him if you block it quite... Oh, damn it, something like that. Because if you just attack him now, he'll just block everything. But you kind of got to wait for him to do his attack, and then you pop in and do yours. And that's kind of how we proceed. You'll notice I put Stone Skin on because I've got Wrath, I might as well use it. Affliction and such don't really do anything to him here, so that's the best one to trigger. Wait for him to do that and then hop in. And that one's also a good one to get a few hits on afterwards. Well, having Stone Skin's pretty handy here as well because it's making me do more damage as well. Aha! Right, at this point, Hammer X. And your Swords Clash. Push it hard enough. And you'll overpower it and do some damage to him. That is how you do real damage to Azrael. Azrael? Abaddon. And now he does this thing with bricks. I'm going to turn Stone Skin off briefly. I actually want Stone Skin more for the damage boost than from the defensive boost, because I've got full skulls and I've got the infernal armor, so pretty good. I'd rather just dodge stuff. But yes, when you damage him enough, you'll do a sword lock, and then succeed, like a kind of sword clash. Succeeding a sword clash is then how you proceed and actually do damage to him. 3 sword clashes wins, and then that's the end of Abaddon. which is nice and straightforward enough. As you can see, when you're close enough to him, he'll do that kind of Blade Geyser-like thing, which is actually really powerful, but very handy because it leaves him quite exposed afterwards. As you can see, thanks to everyone's favourite Death's Blessing, whoop, there we go again, we're healing quite nicely, which is good. Especially with Stone Skin on, you will basically come on. Oh, bugger! Oh, I need to lift my. God. Sometimes those can be hard, it turns out. I think I was too busy talking. Oh, ow, ball sack. Yeah, if he hits you with that dash attack, he does like a really powerful combo maneuver, which is evil. There we go. That was my chance, which I completely missed. Good, put Stone Skin back on. There we go. We're also getting knocked. Oh, no, he's going to leather me. Oh, right, come on. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. There we go. I was trying to do it with my thumb, which isn't great. Well, I was trying to do it with my thumb while like holding onto the controller, so just pressing X really fast, like still with my palm on the controller. Whereas what you really need to do to ensure that it works... Oh, this doesn't look good at all. I was just doing the rocks again, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not great at hammering buttons with my thumb if my palm's like still on the controller. Oh, ow. What I need to do is like actually lift the palm off and kind of like wiggle that way, but I didn't do that because I was resting my palms on the table. And that was my problem. Let's fire up Stone Skin one final time. I've got Rage for if I run out of Wrath, which will heal it fully anyway, but nice to have the option. Right, I'm going a bit gung-ho here because I can. The advantage, I say, of Stone Skin plus Foxy gone. There we go. Oh dear! Right, that's ludicrously powerful if that hits, and it stuns you for ages, so... That's a new one as well. He's got a lot of moves, as you can see, but more moves means you're getting closer to defeating him. Where's he gone? He's fucked off again. Oh, this is very Silither of him. There we go, there's my chance. It's all just about dodge and counterattack. Is really the trick to Azrael. Oh, why do I keep calling Azrael? Abaddon. There we go. Dodge and then counterattack. And one final time. Oh, I look so cool and molten. Look at me go. Wallop!
You have taught me something, Abaddon. Sometimes duty must be cast aside to do what must be done. It is not for duty that I kill you now.
Uriel.
Reap what you have sown, betrayer.
You had to know it was a one-way ticket.
The Council.
They knew you'd never play Executioner because of your precious honor. They let you take the fall. They knew you'd butcher everyone involved to clear your name. And you did.
No!
Patience, whore. I've got some for you, too. I'll take that. If it were to get broken, you might get ideas. Like not going back in your little cage. It's tragic, really. You had freedom in the palm of your hand, and you lost it. What's so damn funny? Even you wouldn't laugh at your own funeral.
I'm laughing at yours.
Next sacramentum. The death oath is complete.
Hell God, bitch! What did you do? No! I'm going to pull your guts out through your halo! Keep getting up. I'll just kill you again. I was just following orders, like you. What are you going to do? Fight the council? Fight everyone? You'll never get away. You hear me? Never! the leash.
I haven't forgotten.
You knew. You knew what would happen here, what I would do. That's why you spared me.
No.
Then why?
Because I would not have the last of Heaven's honor die with its champion.
All debts are repaid. The duty I uphold, it may call me to raise my sword against you. And if that day comes, I won't hesitate. You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council, and there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
And there we go. There's Darksiders. So, time for a bit of a dissection. If anyone wanted to kind of a summary of the plot, because you kind of get it presented out of order and you have to piece some of it together yourself. Basically, Heaven wanted to get a head start on Hell. So they broke 6 of the 7 seals, which made Hell believe the apocalypse had started, and Hell came to Earth and started fucking shit up. Following that, Heaven reforged the seals and then broke the Armageddon blade kind of to wipe up the evidence here in collaboration with Ulthane, who's the only smith who's capable of doing that kind of stuff. Following that, Heaven then turned up with the intention of wiping out Hell in one fell swoop. Unfortunately, due to the intervention of that person who was talking to Abaddon in the scene, who we don't find out more about until the future in Darksiders 2, due to that intervention, Abaddon is killed. He's offered the chance of, because he's a kind of at least powerful, is offered the chance of becoming the Destroyer, and does so, and takes over kind of Hell's forces. What actually happens to the Black Prince, or the Prince of Lies, the actual leader of Hell, is really unclear and never really in it. The Council from the start were aware of Heaven's plans, but couldn't move against him, because if they hadn't got enough proof to send the Horsemen, and the Horsemen wouldn't do it alone. So, even though the 7th seal was not broken, they summoned War to the Apocalypse, which is why War was there in the beginning and confused, and as such, blamed him then for collaborating with Heaven or Hell, either one. I think it was Hell they actually collaborated with in the end. And they say collaborated with them and accuse him of being involved in all of it, knowing that then he would go to ridiculous lengths in order to clear his name, as he did. So basically everyone was the villain there, the Council, the Heaven, Hell, and other than really kind of Uriel in the end. But yeah, it's an interesting plot. Overall, my conclusions on how the plot will go will really depend on how good Darksiders 3 is and what that story's like, because I haven't actually played that yet, and also whether Darksiders 4 gets made, because as you can see, this is not really a standalone plot. It's designed to hinge in with the other games, and they do work together quite nicely. Gameplay-wise, it's been good fun. It's been Zelda, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Been a nice... It's really interesting seeing... So, on a Zelda game, I'll go many episodes but only updating the visualizer like once or twice, or not even any times, whereas regularly on this I was kind of updating it. You get a fairly steady stream of everything. There's not really many kind of like dry parts. And this game doesn't have much downtime in a sense of you beat a boss and you go straight from one dungeon onto the next dungeon, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it feels a bit more, makes it feel a lot more fast-paced compared to a Zelda game, and it's made it much shorter than I intended it to be. I budgeted 32 to 34 episodes for this, based on everything I'd knew from kind of looking at it, but I kind of forgot how quickly you do just get through stuff. So it's been shorter. Which leads me on to next. Well, no, before I start talking about next, I have really enjoyed this one. It's been good fun, and it's been one of my easiest projects, not easiest project to record, but like compared to Mass Effect, which is a huge thing with so much like practice and research that's got to go into it. This is just, I just sit down and play it basically. Doesn't take much, and so I can record like 5-6 episodes in a go. So I've recorded this in only 6 sittings, which is quite low for me. But it's been really good fun. Like actually, my energy has like never dropped off with it. It's always been something I've always looked forward to recording. I've really enjoyed it, and it's While it's simple and kind of like streamlined, its plot isn't particularly exciting, and its gameplay is nothing exactly unique. It is just fun to play though. The combat's interesting, it's got like a good progression of skills and unlockables and stuff like that. It is an entertaining game, and I really liked it. May do Darksiders 2 at some point if you'd be interested in that, do drop a comment. And let me know what you thought of the series as a whole, both my doing it and just what you thought of the game. Next up, what's next? Well, I finished Sonic Heroes, my inter-project project. So I had a good long think about what I could do. That's a lot of Indian animators. I was thinking about what else I could do as a kind of inter-project project, and I've come up with one next, which is going to be 9 episodes, which is going to air pretty much starting in January, like early New Year, while I prepare my next larger project, because that's a game which there's no visualizer, there's no practice, it's about 3 hours, so I can just sit down and just play through the whole thing, and it's a little ridiculous, so you'll have to bear with me on that, but it's a good fun game. You'll see what that is. But that'll only be 9 episodes, I suspect, roughly. So, get that done. And then following that will be my next major project. I've been dropping cheeky... Oh, the music stopped. Why do they always do this? Oh, what a name! Reinhardt Police! Or Police, I assume that is. That's Reinhardt Police. God, that's such a good name. Germans have the best names. Yes, I've been dropping hints throughout this project as to it, and I'm curious to see who's picked up on them. There have been several. But if you haven't, I will, of course, in traditional fashion, drop a trailer after this for... Oh, Reinhardt Police again. He was very involved. Oh, he was involved in the remaster of it. This is all the credits for the Warmastered edition. I actually never talked about the differences between the Warmastered edition and the regular edition. Higher performance, all scenes, like everything's guaranteed to run at 60 frames per second, basically, and there's really not much to it. I've seen like comparisons between old and new, and it looks a bit nicer, and runs smoother on like a modern machine, but other than that, there's not a great deal in it, but it's on Steam and runs nicely, so there we have it. That was Darksiders, an enjoyable game about the devil. That sounds very strange when I put it like that. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for, well, time for a trailer. Thank you very much, and good day.